Hello again to the Inspirational Pop-Up. This Monday on a day in Germany, very special because we have the next lockdown light in Germany. So just this,
What is that?
yeah, that's called lockdown light now. Interesting new word, no? So we have just schools are open and restaurants are closed. Everything is closed again for the next 4 weeks to stop the cases or the increasing of the cases. Yeah. So, but for us, like coaches, like teachers, nothing changes because we are still doing our inspirational stuff. And I'm happy to see you again, Richard.
Yeah, no, likewise. And I think it's a very interesting topic that we are talking about today, because I think so often when we do make what we perceive to be mistakes, it's not necessarily a mistake, but it's a lesson to be learned if you learn the lesson.
Yeah, and also I would say in Western countries, it's also not easy to allow you to make mistakes. So that's a very important topic we are talking about today, that lessons learned from making mistakes is, yeah, so important because I say today I don't make mistakes anymore. It's just a new experience, but it took a long time to realize this, that you can turn it around like this, because failing and making mistakes doesn't feel so good.
No, and I think also it's sometimes that thing about you're on a path and you've got a direction in which you want to go, and you get quite set on how things have to be in your mind. And when something happens which throws you, which could be a mistake, it's very hard sometimes to go, oh, okay, that wasn't meant to be my path. This is now meant to be my path. And I think there can be such an attachment to the perception or the idea of how things are meant to be, and to be open to a new direction and a new path is challenging for sure. I think a lot of people have experienced that during lockdown, and people who've got events companies or people who are musicians, they've had to redirect.
Yeah, and to be very honest, there came just an experience to my mind when you told me this subject today. When we met in 2018, I met another coach at the same time, and I couldn't decide what to do because at that time I was really fearing the unknown, not knowing what my path is. So I thought, okay, she has a program that costs a lot of money, but it promised me to have my own online course to sell after these 3 months of developing an online course and a coaching business. I wanted to get a lot of clients, but it never happened. So, and it hurted me a lot because it was so much money. Yeah, at this time I can say it was about 4,000 euro, what is a lot of money. You have to really work a lot for that. And I was arguing with this person for a long time because I didn't feel that I got what I expected. And she always put it back to me, you can't give the responsibility to others. It's your path and you decided to do this program. So she didn't give me the money back, even if I was not happy with it. So I always blamed this person a lot, that she didn't make my way. Yeah, and fortunately I had another wonderful coach on my side that's called Bridget Knight sitting in front of me, and you're still on my side, and so you see what the real persons are. But still, I just have to say I learned, looking backwards, a lot, that you don't give responsibility to others. It's always your own responsibility. And this is a big learning, and it took a long time I wouldn't say I couldn't forgive this person because I feel it's manipulation and not help or support, but still I learned how I don't want to be as a coach. So I structured my part in a different way to be more emotional, more close to the people, and not taking so much money because I felt it's not equal. But that's money affirmation, whatever, but I feel I learned a lot about money pricing, what is wrong, what is not wrong, or stuff like that. So you always can change experiences, what you think it's a mistake, into an experience to learn from it.
Yeah, and I think also with that, you know, you've got this thing where you, like if I take where I was staying previously to where I've moved to now. So my previous place, the reason I moved was because I had a discrepancy with the landlord around the electricity and, you know, the payment of that, whatever. So my choice was, okay, well, this is a learning lesson. So going forward now, when I come to a new place, like coming here, still in Houtbabe, but coming here, I'm like, okay, so what do I pay for on the electric board? Like, you know, because here you pay, I don't know how it works in Germany, but here it's pay as you go for a lot of places. So you buy electricity and, you know, you buy so much per month. You can top it up whenever you want. But because you're paying for it, you're very mindful of it, because you literally see the meter going down, right? It's not just a bill at the end of the month. So there with the swimming pool pump, that was on my electrical board. So even though I never used the pool, I was paying for the pool pump because it was on my board. So what I've learned from that now, coming to the new place, I'm like, okay, what is the electricity situation? What am I paying for? What is on the board? Prior to that, I would never have said to somebody, do I pay for your pool pump? Because it wouldn't even cross my mind, because why would I pay for your pool pump when I don't use your pool? Like, but now I know. So it's not a waste, and it's pointless to get upset. All you have to do is change it and make sure going forward, the big learning lesson, don't keep making the same mistakes. If I'd moved here and I hadn't been mindful of what I'm paying for with the electricity, yeah, I would have been in the same situation, you know?
Yeah, and the thing is that like the pain was so big that it pointed you into a new direction and you adjust your path. That's what I also learned when I felt like, I always feel like you feel like it is a mistake if you're in a situation of lack of something. No? If you're in a place of abundance, it doesn't happen to you. You don't feel it like a mistake. Yeah, but if you're in this mode, nothing goes right, everything is too painful, to whatever, then you feel like it's a mistake, you fail and all that. But if you get out of this circle, I don't know how you call this in English, but yeah, so then you point into a new direction and you walk. You just have to do step by step, but you can adjust your way. And this is always a big learning. Yeah.
If you're willing to do, like, I saw the problem, contacted the landlord. They contacted, all this happened over about a week. They contacted me back saying it is what it is. I contacted them going, I'm out. All that happened. I just made sure that I was going to get my deposit. If I moved out sooner, I was only meant to move out at the end of November, because a year would have been 1st of December. But because of this whole thing, I was like, okay, well, I'm only going to move out if you're going to agree to give me my deposit and you're going to get somebody else to move in. So I needed to make sure. I was very happy to change my direction, very happy to move out, no problem with that, as long as they were going to give me my deposit back, because otherwise I would have actually gone, you know what, I can't change my direction right now. I will just sit. I'm not going to complain, but I will just sit with it. But it was my time there was done. I said, I want to move. They said, don't worry, we've got a new tenant. I said, fantastic. That all happened in a week. And I moved in here last Thursday. I mean, it all literally happened in a week.
Crazy. So it wakes you up, no? So it's like a disease or something else. If there's a mistake happening, so you get more mindful, you speed up your development, everything.
But if you are willing to address it, because going back to this situation, knowing my landlord, my first thought was, he's never going to let me go early and give me my deposit. That was my preconceived idea because of the type of person, because of the feeling I got from him.
Right.
But I did it anyway. I still said to him, can I move out? Can I move out? And he said, yes. So you've also got to stand in your fear.
Right. Yeah. So mistakes are a learning lesson. That's all what we get from life.
Absolutely.
Crazy. Thanks for the inspirational pop-up.
Thank you.